Welcome to AeES Endurance Series Season 2 interview segment. I'm your host, Zachary Moselle. Today, we'll be talking to
Josh Purwien.
Thank you so much for joining us. I think just for the benefits of our viewers, who is Josh Powen?
So I'm 18 years old. As I said earlier, I'm a sim racer from Perth, and I've been sim racing for about 4 years now. I did about 2.5 years on the F1 game. I did my time, and then I moved on to like all the other sims now, like Race Room, R Factor 2, and stuff. And I've been doing them ever since.
Have you ever raced in a real car?
Yeah, so I've gotten the opportunity because I won McLaren Shadow Asia Pacific. So I got flown over to the UK for the grand finals and I got to drive a McLaren GT4 there, which was really, really nice to drive. Also won a sim racing competition in Perth once, and I got to drive a Radical SR8 around Barbagallo, which was also kind of cool. But yeah.
Okay, now that because of the lockdown, right? E-racing. I mean, you would trade in for the real thing, would you?
Yeah, I like well, I mean, yeah, I kind of like sim racing real because I haven't done much real world racing. I haven't got the opportunity, but too much. Like I've never done a race or anything, but it's so much different. Like sim racing can only prepare you, I think, so much for it because I mean, sim racing, you learn the basics, like you learn how to, spot your braking points and all that, but it doesn't teach you how to prepare for the G forces and stuff, and that is what I struggled, especially in the Radical because that's open cockpit. So I remember the first time that I drove it, like I forgot to put my visor down, and I just got this like fistful of wind in my face. It was it was great.
How did you find out about the Asian E Endurance Series?
Oh, so I have a few mates who were participating in the series as well, so I wanted to get involved. I heard it was in the WTCR as well, which is a card that, or the main series. So like we've got the mystery rounds, but the other series, and the WTCR card is a card that I've never really been good at. I've really struggled to kind of get used to it. So I thought it would be great to kind of have the opportunity to kind of learn how to drive the car a bit. So I hopped in for round one. I did a bit better than I thought I would. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far.
Now, talking about the mystery challenge, how did you find the mystery challenge, and how did you prepare for it?
So I was kind of happy that it was a single seater because they're kind of like my favorite discipline in racing. Because I have like a Formula One game background, it makes it a bit easier just to kind of adapt. Especially as well, like I really like driving the slower cars as well. Like the Formula Junior was such a fun car to drive as well. I was a bit worried about the track though because I'd never driven it before, so I had to buy it for the race and everything. So for preparation, I wasn't actually, it was kind of a rush to get home in time. So I didn't have as much preparation as kind of I wanted to, but I was still able to, do some laps on the leaderboard days prior to the race. But then when I hopped on, like I kind of just had to get into it like straight away and be prepared to be able to race. Cause I think I only made it home with about 10 minutes to go of the practice.
That's almost
So
stress.
it was very tight to get home, but I got home and I was able to get in for qualifying, which is good. And you could kind of see as well, I think in qualifying, I think I qualified like 10th or something like that. But then I got faster and faster. And I think by the end of race three, I did a lap, which was like 3 tenths faster than the pole lap. So I got faster, I guess, as the session went on.
I was talking to Dennis, on my co-host, and he was asking me, "Hey, just ask Josh this question: Has he had any experience on the car that was featured in our mystery challenge? Because it seems like he's had so much experience." So my question to
No,
you:
and
Do you?
no, I don't know. I guess it was just a mix of experience with single seaters and experience with the race and put it together. And yeah, it ended up working out in the end, which is good.
Yeah, we were observing, and Dennis was making comments about how clean your turns and your adjustment, small inputs, very smooth. So I was thinking, this guy has experience in this car now, doesn't he? But I said,
Yeah.
well, I got to ask the man when I interview him. So there you
I
have it.
yeah, I think as well it's kind of suits my driving style as well because I kind of like a sort of like a car that can kind of drift a bit, like not like fully drift, but like a car that you can kind of drift around corners and stuff. And
Mhm.
I found that was a bit faster in the car as well, so that definitely played into my strengths as well. Which is, for example, the WTCR. You can't drift the WTCR around the corners.
I mean, you
It's just
tried.
gonna kill, it's just gonna kill the tires in the lap time. But in the Formula Junior, you were able to do that, so it kind of played a bit more to my strengths, I guess.
What do you think about the 4 times tire wear?
I think it's quite interesting because it gives me an opportunity as well to kind of work on my tire wear and racing, which has kind of been a bit of a weak point for me for a long time. So I remember in round one that was kind of a big focus for me as well. And because I don't necessarily have the lap time in the WTC R car, for example, I think that maybe the tire wear can play to my advantage if I can save the tires a bit better than maybe some of the faster guys in the car, then I'll be able to maybe jump a few positions in the races. So yeah, I'm actually kind of happy with the 4 times tire wear.
I assume that you have driven on different platforms.
Yes.
If you were to compare AES, how do we rank amongst them?
Well, I guess against the other racing competitions, it's the front of the field is the same front of the field in the other series that I compete in. Like I'm in Haziq, I'm in Akeem, Alif as well. I don't think Alif is able to do round two, but he's also up there as well. Like Nabil as well, Nabil Aslan as well. Like
Mhm.
they're all front runners in other series that I compete in. So it's kind of the same guys that I'm used to competing against. So the skill level is quite high in this series. So it's really nice to kind of just get that experience under my belt as well. In terms of other games as well, it's kind of tough because I mean, I'm different speeds on different games because sometimes games play into your strength, sometimes games you're not as strong at. But Racing, I would say, is kind of like one of my, not my strongest game, but one of my stronger games. So yeah, I'd say the level in AES is quite high.
So how do you think you fared in round two? I would say you did extremely well.
I'd say that I did a lot better than I thought I was, to be honest. It's round. I remember race one. I I had like a mental blank. I forgot the rule book because again, this is what I was saying earlier with like some series is like like because we also like I compete against some other series. I forgot false start was off, so I like went and I got DQ. So I was like that was a bit annoying, but it put me at the front for race two, so that gave me kind of an opportunity to kind of just get back into the zone with the car a bit because I was alone on track for a long time. I think then I ended up spinning, which then put Harris Zephyr in front of me. But then I ended up, it gave me an opportunity because I kind of had to push. So it gave me an opportunity kind of just to focus on getting faster and faster because I had to catch up to him and everything. So yeah, it was, I'd say overall in the round, I did, considering what happened to the race one, I was pretty happy with my performance overall.
Josh Purwien. Okay, let's see. What do you plan to achieve, say, in the near future with sim racing? And are you seeking sponsorship, or you want to turn pro? What are you looking at?
So currently I am competing with Axel Sports, which is a Malaysian-based team that is also like some also helps their drivers get into real world racing. So for example, in our team, we've got 2 drivers who started off completely in sim racing, but are now competing in the TGR Cup, which is Malaysia's touring car series in real life. So I think in the end, the goal is to get an opportunity to drive a real race car, like properly in like a race, because I've driven a race car before, like just in like test days and stuff, but I want to get into do an actual race. So I guess that is kind of the end goal with sim racing, to get into the real thing, I guess.
Anyway, I just want to ask you a question. The incident in race three got everyone talking about you and Lai Sky. What actually happened?
So on my screen, this is how I kind of see the incident. I think I see it a bit different to the stewards. So on my screen, Light Sky was kind of drifting already. And I could have probably stayed a bit more to the inside. I probably didn't say, like, I could have, like, there was like a couple of centimeters to left. I probably could have gone a bit further, but he was already kind of drifting. And then I kind of tapped his car, which then just spun him completely around. So like in my opinion, like in my personal opinion, I think that that was a racing incident because I kind of saw it as just an unfortunate like kind of situation in racing, but the stewards saw it differently. So I guess I just have to, respect the decision that the stewards made and not not get involved in incidents in future rounds. So the first step would just not to be get involved in the incident in the first place.
You had everything in round two. False start. Okay, you started. You got raped. You got involved in an incident. You did exceptionally well. So wow, it's one hell of a race for you, man.
Yeah, a bit of everything. I did the first to first in race two, and then I almost did the last to first in race three. So, well, technically I did, but then I got the penalty. So, but yeah,
You win some, you lose.
Yeah, there's a bit of everything. I was surprised. I was surprised in race one because I was kind of under the assumption that because I got DQ in race one, I thought I would be starting at the back for race two, but I got put on pole, so I was like, I'll take it.
Our next race is scheduled for the 13th of June. Registration starts on the
Mhm.
6th of June, not mistaken. Will we see you there? Of course, we'll see you there, right? I mean, we'll
Yes,
be
it's
there.
Bathurst. It's
So this can be,
Bathurst.
yeah. I mean,
It's
have you raced?
Bathurst, right? It's a,
Yep, that's right.
yes, Bathurst. Yeah, it's the number one Australian track. I got to do it. I
You
got to, I
gotta
got,
do
I
it.
got to. I got to do it, yeah. Plus, there's so much. It's going to be such an interesting track, especially the reverse grid up the top of the mountain. That's going to be fun. That's going to be fun the first time round because everyone's going to be so desperate to try and go side by side, but you can't go side by side at the top of the mountain. And then you're going to see like so much overtaking opportunities down Conrad Straight as well, which is that really long back straight. So, and also up into turn two as well. So I think it's going to provide some exciting racing.
Excellent. We're looking forward to it. So, what are your chances in taking podium for all three races? Must be good.
Uh, I know I struggle with the WTCR car. I still haven't got it. Like, I think that if I want to try and win the championship, I've got to capitalize on the mystery rounds because in the WTCR car, I'm not as fast, but I think as the season progresses, I'll get a bit better and I'll like, I think at Sepang, I finished, I think P5, P4, and P6, not in that order, but those three positions. So I think what I've got to try and do is just get better and better throughout the season. And then maybe I can get podiums in all three WTCR races, maybe by the last round. But I think for this round, my goal is to maybe just get one podium and see if I can make that work. But we'll have to see because I mean, anything can happen. So have to just try my best and hopefully we can walk away with a podium at least.
So we hope to see you on the 13th of June. You take
Yep.
care. All right. And we'll chat to you soon again.
Yep.
All
Thank
right.
you for the chat. Have a good night.
You too. Enjoy. You're practicing
Bye.
right now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Not, you're not alone. No, you're not alone. All right. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Nash. You have a good
Yeah.
day.
Have a nice. Yeah. You too. See
Will do.
ya.
See you. Thank you.